Hi, this is McCove Johnson, and I'm joining you from my daughter's bedroom because we're in earthquake recovery mode. Um, my toddler is having a hard time in her bed because that's where she's been for the big earthquake and some fair size aftershocks. So we're trying naps with a giant teddy bear in her sister's room, and it's nap time. So I'm in the dark, but it should work because you don't really need to see me. Just want to share some thoughts with you. Um, First of all, I want to just thinking about the earthquake, it affects everybody differently. Um, I am very blessed to have a home that is in the ground and built with big logs, and so just feels very safe and secure. Other people have homes that they feel like could just crumble around them in the shaking, and obviously that creates a whole another level of trauma. And so it's been a journey to watch people, some that are kind of like, okay, it's over, I need to be back to normal, instead of realizing that there was indeed a traumatic situation. Just because there wasn't physical damage to people done doesn't mean it wasn't a big deal, doesn't mean it wasn't scary. And just realizing that, looking at my notes over here because I can't see them if I keep them in front of me. But thinking about all the emotions that come, there's the gratitude that it wasn't worse. There's the fear of when another aftershock starts, how long is it going to last? How big is it going to get? Hi, April. Thanks for joining me. And just like have grace for those emotions. When an emotion first comes, it's really an involuntary reaction, just like blinking your eyes when somebody throws something at your face. And so rather than being frustrated at those emotions or think they should be gone already, to just go, okay, you're here. What are you trying to tell me? What is it that I need? What could I do? What's going on so that I have this emotion? Because God gave us our emotions. They're there for a reason. And if we partner with them, then the ones that are hard, or what we sometimes like to label as negative, we can get rid of those more quickly if we acknowledge that they're there and figure out what it is they're trying to tell us and decide what we can do for that. And so that obviously leads to adjusting. And so, like, here I am thinking about this yesterday because we did the naps in here yesterday too. And, we're adjusting because she's scared and she can't understand why sometimes the house shakes and makes these crazy noises. So she can sleep on the floor and I can sit here and try to work. And we're adjusting because things are different now, whether we wanted them to be or not. And then another thing that comes out of the earthquake is evaluating what's important, what's not important, where do we put our time, possessions. I didn't lose anything super special. A couple things I was like, oh, bummer, but no big deal. There's other people that lost heirlooms that were hundreds of years old, but still the consensus is we didn't lose any people. And hear story after story of near misses. Like, it could have been, if it had been just a little bit different time, if it had been just another inch this way. Some incredible stories of God's protection for just everybody that was out and about. It was morning. The high schools and middle schools were already in session. There was already all the traffic on the road. Just incredible, but it allows you to evaluate what's important, what's my life about. And I was just realizing this morning, 11 years ago yesterday, my family woke up with carbon monoxide poisoning, and it was at a level that we found out later that day, much later, that none of us should have actually even woke up and been functioning. And it's one of those times that's like, okay, I'm still here. Why? Why am I here? And let's make this count. Like, God saved me. He left me here for a reason. I'm going to find out what it is, and I'm going to do my best to fulfill it. And as part of that, it's just bringing perspective that the things that we sometimes think are so important or we're so worried about, it's like, no, that really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I can readjust my expectations. And then what I originally wanted to do a live about was, it's December, and I'm somebody that, like, I like to do New Year's resolutions. I like to look back at my year and say, what's gone well, what hasn't gone well, look at all the things God has done for me in this year. And I just naturally do a lot of that. But it struck me to kind of take some of those questions to God as I wrap up 2018 and look ahead to 2019. And I meant to sit down and do this before I did the live, and it didn't work, but I figured if I kept putting off the live, it wasn't going to happen. So, but to ask him from his perspective, what went well this year? Like, what is he accomplishing? And now I'm losing my battery, so we'll see. I'll wrap this up here. But so reflecting back on what are his highlights of 2018, and then looking ahead to 2019 and asking him what is it that he wants to heal or restore or build in 2019. Where is it that I need help in 2019? Where do I find that help? Who are the people that are my community and my tribe moving ahead? And what is his focus for me for 2019? Hi, Miriam and Emma. You guys are just jumping on. I'll just probably have to let you go back and catch the replay because it just told me my battery is running low. And I'm in here in the dark trying to get Deegan to take a nap because her bed is a scary place right now because that's where she's been during the big earthquake and some big aftershocks. So, but I just talked about kind of some of the things that the earthquake can bring up as far as emotions and perspective, and then asking God some questions about 2018 and 2019 as we move ahead. And if you have comments or questions, I would love that, and would love to jump back on and have a discussion another time. So have a great day.